Gabrielle Frewayni Tesfaye's 2020 short animation film, The Masked Lover, creates multidimensional artistic depictions of Ethiopian cultural aesthetics through use of colorful frames and mystical art style. Tesfaye's creative storytelling mixes elements of human perceived reality and imagination. Animation is a method of manipulating art figures to make them appear as moving images. It's a cultural signifier for fictional storytelling, yet Tesfaye uses animation to visually construct her own perceptions of non-fictional accounts, thus disrupting the binary of truth and fiction. She also does this in her 2018 animation hybrid film, The Water Will Carry Us Home, where she mixes in non-fiction elements of the transatlantic slave trade with fiction elements of mythical creatures. Tesfaye's animation crosses over third-dimensional matter with second-dimensional artistic imaginations, establishing that perceptions of history are constructed. The Masked Lover was released during 2020, when the COVID-19 global pandemic forced the world into quarantine and shattered dainty perceptions of neo-colonial Euro-white supremacist patriarchal structures, causing a warp to hegemonic notions of truth. The colorful nature of Tesfaye's animation, paired with an orchestra love ballad, evokes feelings of love and grandeur. Tesfaye uses this to appreciate Ethiopian cultural aesthetics within the creation of this story arc. Even the protagonist, Frewayni, has a name phonetically similar to Frewayni, a town in Ethiopia. Tesfaye depicts the two lovers to exchange letters, some of which are in Amharic, Ethiopia's native language. Although this film is set in 2020, far into the age of quick chat cell phone communication, Tesfaye chose to portray the lovers communicating through physical letters, which a bird carries back and forth between the USA and Ethiopia. This adds an element of mystical fiction to an actual personal narrative, even further disrupting the fiction-truth binary. In her 2018 The Water Will Carry Us Home, Tesfaye weaves together stop-motion animation with high-definition camera footage. Instead of digitally drawn frames per second, Tesfaye physically paints and positions each frame. By using hand-drawn, hand-painted physical paper for each animation frame, Tesfaye adds an element of third-dimensional material reality to her two-dimensional animation film. The Water Will Carry Us Home is a stop-motion animation piece, meaning Tesfaye utilizes less frames per second to create a moving image, thus causing the movements to appear choppy and lagged. Tesfaye includes mermaids as key characters in the story arc of The Water Will Carry Us Home, creating a magical spin to historical accounts of the transatlantic slave trade that celebrate African spirituality. This visual choice, alongside Tesfaye's choice to merge non-fictional historical accounts with mythical fictional imaginations, reimagines hegemonic notions of truth and fiction. Even Tesfaye's depiction of clouds and waves purposefully forming storms to make the voyage more difficult for colonizers also disrupts the human nature binary. Much like in The Masked Lover, Tesfaye's creative multimedia hybrid storytelling techniques disrupt the truth, fiction, human nature binary, thus proving that hegemonic notions of reality are constructed, and reimagining the world through artistic representation of African cultural aesthetics is liberating. Overall, Tesfaye's 2018 The Water Will Carry Us Home In 2020, The Masked Lover utilized animation as a mode of reimagining perceptions of personal and cultural narratives in the Black diaspora.